You're the points leader, 34 career wins, and somehow none of that matters right now. You're an Indianapolis 500 winner. Congratulations.
Yeah, nothing. It just doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just overwhelming, amazing. It's a funny, like you just forget where you are and you're just so immersed in the race that you don't even realize. Like when on the white flag lap, I started screaming because I just knew I was going to win it. Unbelievable. So never been so excited.
No, I think that's pretty fair. They handed you the milk bottle, and I'm not even sure you realized that's what it was, or you were so surprised even to see the milk bottle.
No, I knew you drink milk here. And believe me, I've seen a few of my competitors do it. So, yeah, no, I knew. I just hesitated a bit because I'm not supposed to eat dairy, but I didn't care. I just drank it.
And you poured it on your head. All right, we probably got lots of questions here. We'll start right here in front. Hang on for the transcription.
You kind of drenched the 500 Festival Queen with a lot
Yeah, I
of milk.
felt bad when I turned around. I realized the glasses, and she was just covered in milk. I was like, oops. I mean, I didn't realize she was behind me.
Yeah. What did you say to her? Because it looked like you.
Yeah, I just said, I'm so sorry. What can I do? I didn't see you behind me, but she was all good.
All right, we got a question behind you.
Will, congratulations. Right in the middle.
Oh, sorry.
Can you talk about how you managed your last restart, not knowing the fuel situation with the guys in front of you, and then just also talk about just restarts with clean air versus dirty air today?
Yeah, that last restart, I was very determined, or I knew that I had to get a run on these guys, at least get one of them in the first turn, which I didn't. I got Oriole, I think, a lap later or something. And because I didn't want Carpenter to have a shot at me. He was very quick. So if he got by, it would have been, I think, game over potentially. So very aggressive on the restarts. And also in clean air, I was very aggressive on the restarts. I would start in a different spot every time to try get a jump on Ed, because I knew if we were fighting into one, it just creates a problem. So very good restarts when you look at it, and never got challenged.
Were you worried about a caution coming out with 3 or 4 or 5 laps to go?
Well, it was all pretty spread out. I knew after a yellow, the potential for a yellow to come out was only after the first lap, first 2 laps. And then once everyone kind of got in a rhythm, it was less for. I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I just went for it because I had people to pass.
Okay. Patrick, over here. Here you go, Pat.
Will, a couple years ago we were talking at Long Beach, because you come to these press conferences and you're always thinking about something else besides what we're doing. Do you ever thinking about this moment? How much does this moment run through your head?
It has run through my head the last year more than ever, because it really is. I've won so many races and poles, and led more laps than anyone. I just hadn't done it here, so I've been thinking, like, am I going to finish my career without a 500 win? And this month is one of the best months I've had. Very, very, relaxed and, in tune with my engineer, just working really well. And it just came together. It was you got to have a lot of determination. I think that I watched the Super Bowl last year. It was the Patriots, and what was the other team? I don't even know the other team. But they had a lot more. They had a lot more want. They wanted it more than the other team, and that's why they won. And I think you have to have that. You have to have that in you, and that's just the human spirit. So you got to have that determination. That's what I had. And when you work hard at something, it comes for you. It eventually comes for you.
Bruce, right here in the middle on your left.
That would be the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's right.
Yes.
They played their
Yeah.
backside off.
Hey, when you finished second to JPM here in 2015, how often did you reflect upon that might be the closest that you ever got to an Indy victory?
Yeah, I thought about that a lot and what I should have done and should have changed this and that, but it's just not your day when it works out like that. I mean, that day I did everything I could too, but today I did it again, and it all worked out well, and it was through speed, pit stops, in and out laps, good restarts. It was a fight to win it. It was not an easy win. So that makes it much more satisfying.
Tony, over here on your left.
Will, we had the first win at Fontana a few years ago, broke that, the championship. Was this still the last kind of remaining monkey on your back that you had to get done?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the last box to tick to be considered as a very successful driver. So I'm not done. I'm not done. Like, I still have plenty of time left to win more 500s and championships and races.
Okay, far left over here.
Australia and motorsport-wise, you guys won the 2 biggest races in the world, arguably. Any?
Oh
thoughts
yeah,
about that?
did Ricciardo win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. How's that? Yeah, unbelievable for to be the first Australian to win the Indy 500. That's very special. Maybe they'll might recognize me down there now. I don't think many people know who I am down there because we don't have a race there anymore. So yeah. It's very cool.
Does a Brisbane-born Kiwi count as an Australian?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. They didn't really. Yeah, New Zealand took him under their
New
wing.
Zealand took him. Bob Kravitz over here on the left.
Will, to your left, at what point in your career did you come to terms with ovals and actually maybe learn to embrace ovals?
Definitely, like just in the last, I would say, 3 years, been quite good. More than that. I've been. It's just they all kind of come together. I mean, it's been. You don't realize how the years just tick off. But when I won the race in Fontana, what year was that? 13, I think. I think since then, but it just comes with experience. Like, I would race ovals every week now because I'm just so experienced at it. I really enjoy it, and have become quite good at it. I feel like every time I go to an oval, I absolutely have a chance to win, and that definitely wasn't the feeling at the beginning of my career. I would always think, it's going to be like I never thought I could win, but now I know every oval I go to, it's just like a road course. I have a great shot at winning this, and yeah, that's the attitude you have to have.
Tim May here in the front.
Yeah, on Thursday when I was talking to you, you were talking about checking that last box and stuff. And you were talking about what it would feel like. What did it feel like to finally win this race? I mean, were there emotions you got that you didn't even expect?
I just screamed like I've never screamed before. It was just amazing. The last 2 laps, the last lap, seeing the white flag, the checkers. I mean, you can't explain it. Like, I've really come down off the high now, because I exhausted myself being so excited. But it's what I needed so badly and what I wanted so badly, and it came true. So, anyone here knows how that would feel if you want something so much and it comes through for you through hard work and determination.
We think you scream more than any Indy 500 winner. It's pretty clear that's what happened. And Liz, it was all she could do to stand up.
Yeah, I wonder what Liz was like. I haven't seen the footage, but I'm sure she chewed up some bottles there at the end.
Any more? David Malsher way in the back.
Just wanted to point out, first of all, that you've now beaten Helios to 4 wins at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I know. Someone told me that.
The other point was how much did, through the week of practice or 8 days, how much did Helios' feedback add to the team group, and how much did you work with his kind of setup? Was it valuable?
Yeah, we all kind of went in different directions. It was just a new car, and there's so many different options you could run, and we all ended up on quite different setups. So, yeah, it's just there's so many ways to get the balance, and it was actually a very difficult year. But I don't know what Elio ended up with, but he had a pretty bad day on carb day, and I think he just totally changed the car. And I'm not sure how it was, but yeah, I mean, it was just having for lots of information that was so valuable, and for very experienced drivers and good drivers that you know, drive this team, and that, yeah, it just helps a lot when you have that much information with a new car. You can get confused too, because there's just so much of it.
On your far right, right here in front.
John Harville with Front Stretch. I just want to know if you felt any concern throughout the race seeing veteran guys that have won this race, seeing them like just kind of spin out on their own, and how your car felt in dirty air and clean air, and just the overall handling throughout the day.
Yeah, it was definitely hard in dirty air. Your tires would degrade. It was tough to get close. My car was very good, a little bit loose in a clean air. Yeah, I didn't see. I really did not take note of who was crashing or whatnot. It was just kind of don't like to look at the crashes. Yeah, so yeah, my car was good, all in all.
Bob, here on your far left. Oh, I'm sorry, right here.
Chris Branch, Blue HQ Media. The last few years we've seen the race being more of a slingshot drafting, and this year is completely different. You were able to get some space. Did you attack the race differently? Did you have different race strategy? How did that
Yeah,
go
this
about?
was a race you run to lead. You know, it was at last they had a formula where the leader, if you had a good car, you could benefit and pull away. So, you know, I liked it. It definitely made it harder to drive, and it put the driver back into it more, where before you could hang back in third and just hang there. No one wanted to lead. So, yeah, it was a race like it was in 2010, 11, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, that sort of race where it was about your speed, and you know, the tires would degrade. You're never wide open. So that was it put the driver back into it more, in my opinion.
Bob Kravitz on the left here.
Will, you mentioned on the broadcast that your attitude changed in the last couple of weeks. In what way did your attitude change, and what needed to change?
Just after there's so much negative stuff out there that you can see on social media, and you know, you just got to minimize the amount of negative people you hang around and negative stuff you read, and be in general positive. But winning a race definitely makes you and the whole team be more positive. We had that in 2015 when I won, and then I finished second here. So, yeah, I've slowly changed to be a more positive person. It's hard when you're very negative. Try to belt out all those bad habits of thinking.
Bruce Martin here in the middle.
Back in Mooresville, whenever you go back to the shop, the whole IndyCar shops, you're looking down on the shop are every Indy 500 winner's photo from Victory Lane. And all those years you've gone in there and you haven't been one of them. Now you're going to be up there with Mark Donohue and Rick Mears, and you know, your photo's going to get hung. And I'm sure that some guys are going to go home early a little one of these days after this stretch ends. Yeah. Just to know that, and I have a follow-up to that.
Yeah, it's when you go into Penske, you see all the baby Borgs there in the foyer, and then you see in the IndyCar shop the massive pictures of people who have won. So yeah, I've looked at that often and just wanted to be up there, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to walk in that shop and see yourself up there in Victory Lane from the Indy 500. Pretty cool.
And on Lake Norman, there's a lot of accomplished race drivers that have won a lot of NASCAR championships, but none of them have won an Indy 500. Now you're the first.
Yeah, maybe I can just buy a boat or something that's bigger than theirs and say I won the 500. Yeah, no, there are a lot of great race car drivers from there. A lot of great race car drivers that live in North Carolina. Yeah, it's a pretty cool racing town, but I still like Indianapolis. I love Indianapolis. I love living here, and when I did, and maybe when I retire, I'll move back.
Any final for? We'll take one more here. Oh, we'll do two more. We'll take one right here, and then Bob. We lost the microphone.
No, he's
Oh, he's
going.
coming.
Congrats. My question is, when you saw Wilson pulling away, how did you feel? Did you think you could catch him, or were you kind of worried?
Yeah, I was trying very hard to get Harvey. I had a couple of big runs and then pushed out wide, but I was giving it everything. I was thinking I was going to get him, and then my spotter said they're going to pit, or Harvey's going to pit. Then I thought I'll have a great shot at Wilson because he has no one in front of him to help him in the draft. But then they both pit. It was like the gates opened. It was amazing. Then I was just, full rich, go, hold on.
Last one here from Bob Pockrass over here on the.
Can you compare emotions today to 2015? And did you have any idea that you would be screaming as much when you won this race?
Did I scream a lot? I must have screamed a lot.
really
I didn't
did.
realize everyone's talking about screaming. Yeah, no, I was so disappointed in 15. It's just, man, so close. This is a very different feeling. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just, amazing. I'll have to see the footage. Obviously, I screamed a lot. I just lost my head.
Thanks, Will. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.